Since it's Friday and there's just so much to talk about this week, you are getting a third bonus video from your pal Snippy, Jay Snip. It's been a while since I've really talked about Bitcoin, but I've been watching it. Now, keeping in mind, Webbot said we need that 428 price to get past there again for the third and final time. I've explained recently why we think this last time makes sense from the charts and the days when it looked like what did Bitcoin end for the day. This should be the third and final time that Bitcoin goes above 428 and doesn't come back down. Again, if the Webbot's going to get this right, it was phenomenally, unbelievably accurate late last year with its Bitcoin calls when it had been sitting around 250, 260 forever, and then says all of a sudden, oh, by the way, it's about to go past 408. From 260, what are you, smoking crack? Oh my God, it just happened. And it did. So it said Bitcoin's going to be going up, and it mentioned this in the last few reports. And now I'm reading from today's date, Zero Hedge, is Bitcoin about to soar? This was just posted at an hour ago, 9:23 Eastern time. I'm doing this at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Back in September 2nd, 2015, when Bitcoin was traded at 230, we laid out the simplest and most fundamental reason why, irrelevant to one's ideological persuasion with alternative or digital currency, Bitcoin would soar. And he says it was earlier this summer when the digital currency, again last year, which can bypass capital controls and national borders with the click of a button, surged on the Greek exit concerns and fears of a drachma, which is the Greek currency, return would crush the savings of an entire nation. Since then, Bitcoin has dropped, in no small part as a result of the previously documented forking with Bitcoin XT. However, if a few 100 million Chinese decide that the time has come to use Bitcoin as the capital controls bypassing currency of choice and decide to invest even a tiny fraction of the $22 trillion in Chinese deposits in Bitcoin, whose total market cap at last check was just over $3 billion, sit back and watch as we witness the second coming of the Bitcoin bubble, one which could make the previous all-time highs in the digital currency seem like a low print. That was what they commented on last time. He continues on now. For now, only a small fraction of the eligible potential Chinese Bitcoin users have emerged. Even so, Bitcoin is now double the price where it was when we wrote the above forecast. But what if it, just like every other market, fundamentals are only a matter to a concern? Let me try that again, because I am absolutely slaughtering these words. But what if, just like every other market, fundamentals only matter to a certain extent, and what is far more important is the algorithms, scanning for patterns and creating self-fulfilling chartist prophecies? In other words, what if the Bitcoin technicals are more important, matter of fact, far more important? Then we may be about to see a major breakout to the upside. As Dan Escola writes, a large move in Bitcoin is imminent, and he explains why. A bullish pennant is a buy indicator, which is, I'm going to show you this chart. It exists, matter of fact, let's go ahead and go there now. It exists here since the price action in October 2015 was bullish. Since then, the prices have stabilized somewhat but have not sold off or broke out higher. Bitcoin prices are searching for direction. The long-term chart also shows some common characteristics. Fundamental analysis is great. Technical analysis is easy. The following fundamental bullish factors indicate that the prices for Bitcoin are headed higher. 1. A finite number of Bitcoin will be mined. 2. Central bankers are convinced inflation targeting is the correct policy action to promote price stability. And 3. Capital controls and struggling economies are creating new users of Bitcoin. Number 4. Easier to transfer than gold, the traditional inflation hedge. And number 5, ETF coin seeking regulatory approval will expand market awareness and offer another vehicle for investors. I believe the market participants that price Bitcoin use technical analysis because it is easy and fundamental analysis is difficult. I believe that Bitcoin prices will move higher for the rest of 2016. Well, that's interesting, but I had a Webbot report telling me this late last year and early this year, and the last report and the report before that, along with precious metals. So I'm doing this video right now because the Webbot said that already, and now they're posting this. Again, this is not necessarily from Zero Hedge itself, but they're commenting, posting someone else's comments as well, who's heavily into Bitcoin and watching it and plotting the charts and all that crap. The Webbot could not go and spider this page because this page did not exist since it was created today. And the last report came out was a week ago, and the one before that a month ago, and the one before that a month ago, etc. And they're all screaming it. So, as predicted, I'm going to say from the Webbot, baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. And that also goes for precious metals. Take care.